So how do you become courageous? We absolutely need to be courageous when we want to expand and grow and get the things we want, because getting the things we want always requires us to face something that we're afraid of, to do something that we're not comfortable with. And that requires courage. So what is courage? Well, it's not what we think. We know how it looks. We know every single time we see somebody being courageous, it's because they're doing something that they're afraid of, and then they do it anyway. But why do they do it anyway? Courage is not a skill. It's not something that you have or don't have. It's not something you can practice. It's simply this. What are you the most afraid of? Most people are afraid of what might happen if they take action and do the things they're afraid of. They might want to start their own business or become more successful in whatever area of life. They would get that new relationship, go dating, go whatever, and they're afraid of it, so they pull back. But the reason why they pull back is because there's not something that they are more afraid of than that, right? Where's the hammer? Where's the pain? And if you see that pain and say, okay, I'm afraid of what might happen if I do it, but courageous people are more afraid of what will happen if they don't do it. That's it. That's courage. Where is your fear? Is it in coming to the end of your life and just having lived or survived and then dying, which is the ultimate disaster, right? Yeah, that's what you're trying to avoid, because all fear is the fear of death, period. So are you more afraid of what happens if you don't start that business, if you don't go date that special person or go try and find them? Are you more afraid of the emotions of insecurity and self-loathing that you get if the person don't call back after you went for a date? Are you more afraid of that, or are you terrified of the pain of living through life without having that special relationship or that special person in your life? What are you more afraid of? It's not about courage, in that courage isn't anything but fear. It's just a matter of priorities. What are you the most afraid of? And if you want to develop more courage, right, you want to sit down and say, and always focus on and really spend time on and say, what am I afraid of will happen if I don't do the things that will give me what I want? Oh, so I want that, but I'm scared of it. I'm scared of taking action, and I'm talking myself out of it. I rationalize, I do all kinds of things in order for me to not go into action because I'm afraid of what might happen. This is an unconscious process for most people where they just feel demotivated, but they're not really demotivated. They're fearful around what's going to happen if I take action. But if you're really conscious about looking at what am I afraid is going to happen if I don't take action, and really focus on that intensely, build a list every day and keep adding to the list of all the terrible, disgusting things that's going to happen if I don't take action on a consistent daily, weekly basis. How's my life going to look? That's courage. Then people are going to look at you. You're just, really afraid all the time. That's why you take action, right? That propels you towards growing and creating a better life for yourself and the people you love, right? But people are going to look at you and say, he's so or she's so courageous. It's just so amazing. And you can say, I'm so no, you're really the biggest chicken of everyone, right? It just depends on what you're afraid of. And just, I don't want to go around being afraid of stuff all the time, Claus. Well, I can assure you of that the only cure of the fear you feel about what's going to happen if you don't do anything is doing anything. So when you are acting, you're unafraid, because now you're moving towards the life you want. So you're not afraid that you're not going to get what you want anymore. Right? Those steps towards Rome, you take one step at a time. Hey, I can take one more step so I can get to Rome. Right? I can go on that date, I can do that thing that I'm afraid of, and once you come out on the other side of it, that's the trick. That's the amazing part. That once you go on one date that you were uncomfortable with and he or she doesn't call you back, and you deal with that, and you just push yourself out there again, do it again and again and again until you're actually used to that. Now you're not afraid of it anymore, right? So now, because you were more afraid of what might happen if you don't go on dates, right? Now you're actually going on dates, so now you're not afraid of that anymore. So now you're acting out of you don't need the fear anymore. Now it's just pleasure for you. You're used to that. It's your home base, right? So now there's nothing anymore. So now you're not living in fear. But as long as you're holding back from doing the things you want to do to create the results you want in your life, you're going to feel a background sense of uncertainty and fear because you feel weak, right? You feel weak in the world. You feel like I can't take action, I can't create what I want, right? That's a feeling of weakness, and that's going to produce a base level of uncertainty and anxiety. And you're going to feel weak, which means that you are vulnerable to attacks, to bills you can't pay or stuff you can't. There's only one way, being more afraid of what's going to happen if you don't take action, because when that propels you forward, then your world expands, you get more self-confident, you feel like a much more powerful person, and that just increases and increases over time. I hope this really hits home with you, because this is one of the core pieces of knowledge that we need in order to get what we want. Subscribe to this channel and go download our free course by clicking the link just below here, and I hope to see you in the next video. You can increase your productivity by 5 or 10 times overnight by putting the 3 methods into action that I'm going to give you in my free course. So go download it right now by clicking the link just below here.